And we are back with you with getting you answers on rental assistance questions for Guilford County and the city of Greensboro. We have Randall Hoover with the Guilford County Department of Health and Human Services, Caitlin Bowers, City of Greensboro's grant administrator. All right, this is a question we have. I live in an area where we pay both Guilford and City of Greensboro fees. So where do I apply? I don't know which fee would, be ahead of the other one.
Right. I think in that situation, we would need to, if you can apply to either program, and then our agencies, our staff would be able to sift through and determine where exactly your residence lies. It would really depend upon the location of the household. If it's within the city of Greensboro limits, no matter if you're paying in the county for some things, it should be a city of Greensboro application.
Okay, and you can probably find that out whether you live truly in the city limits there. All right, so this person is asking, my utilities are in my landlord's name. Can I still get help? So I don't know if they rent a room or something of that nature.
If the utilities are in the landlord's name, that is again something that we would need to look at on a case-by-case basis. If it is a utility that is included on the lease, then that would be counted as rent, if that is the type of situation that you're looking at.
Okay, and for both programs, people have to prove that they have a loss of income or they are somehow being affected by COVID. So how do you do that, Randall?
We would need a statement from your employer, your wage stubs that indicate a decrease in income, or the fact that you qualify for unemployment benefits. That would prove the hardship due to income. If there's some other type of hardship that you've experienced, we would need to look at that on a case-by-case basis.
Okay, and then this person is asking, how will you know if you're approved, and then how much will be paid and when? And we can probably ask both of you that same question. So Caitlin, how will they know if they're approved and how much will be paid and when?
Most of the communication for the city program is by email, especially if you apply via our online portal. So you will either receive an email. If you applied with a paper application, you'll be contacted by phone or by mail, and it depends upon when the completed application is submitted. Since we've only been up and running for 2 days, we're still trying to troubleshoot how long exactly it takes to get those approval notifications out.
Gotcha. Okay, and Randall, how will people know if they're approved, and then how do they know how much is going to get paid?
Okay. The caseworkers are in touch with the customers by phone to discuss their particular situation, as well as their application status. Once they are approved, there will be a conversation as well as a follow-up letter certifying the approval amount and the period that we covered for rent and or utilities.
Okay, and I know that there's something about the March 13th date. Caitlin, did you want to talk about that March 13th date?
Yes, we cannot pay back rent or utilities prior to March 13th, 2020.
Okay, that's the case. 2020, right? It's anything. Yes. It's anything after March 13th, 2020, and then forward all the way through to 2021.
Yes.
Okay. This person is asking, if my lease agreement is up and my landlord is not renewing my lease, will I be eligible for assistance in moving into a new place? I'm currently still unemployed due to COVID.
Yes, yeah. Definitely.
Okay, so how would that have to work since they're moving? Would they have to have different kind of documentation?
We would need a lease agreement with the new landlord, what the rent was going to be, any deposits or fees that might be owed to move in. We could look at all that and offer some assistance.
All right, and Caitlin, you're nodding yourself in agreement there. So, okay, this next question is this something, this kind of help, something that has to be reported on your taxes as income?
No.
No.
Okay, That is good to know. All right, let's take a look at the eligibility requirements, just so you know what we're looking at here. And Guilford and Greensboro are very similar. You must, let's go to the next one where it actually has the numbers for like households, like if you have one person in the house, how much you can make in income, and then if you have like a family of 4 in the house, how much you can make in income. That way people can kind of have an idea of where the thresholds are. Okay, so there it is, current Greensboro. One person, you cannot make more than $37,050. If you have a family of 5, you can't make more than $57,150 to qualify. And so these are pretty standard throughout most of the program's helps. Is that correct?
Yes, that is a requirement, and we are prioritizing those that are at 50% or below, which for a family of 4 would equate to around $33,000 if memory serves me correctly.
All right, and then last question says, does assistance cover extended stay rent?
Yes.
Okay, so for Guilford County it does. Caitlin, you're kind of like, we're not sure yet.
Yes, that's something that would be handled on a case-by-case basis. Overall, yes, it would.
Okay, and I know this is something, I mean, it is your first week, so you're going to be figuring out a lot of things as it comes. All right, thank you both of you for sharing your expertise and your time. We want to make sure that if you missed any of this, you can find this story on our website under the Two Wants to Know section right now, and we've put in links and phone numbers and explainers in this web story so that you are able to get a lot of your questions answered. I know that we rattled off a couple of phone numbers and some websites, and we want to make sure that you didn't have to write them down and take them down. It is all in one spot.